He's very sad. He wants to go to school. He sees all the other children going to school this Monday. It's the first day of school, and unfortunately, he's not enrolled.
Not enrolled because Dylan Fuller's 11-year-old cousin was branded a troublemaker by his former school, Watsonton Primary, and was not readmitted. And so, the new school year started this week, but he was left behind, despite not being suspended or expelled.
When I did speak to the principal, she gave me some information saying that even though officially he's not expelled, he still cannot come back to the school. So that leaves me with a bit of confusion, you know.
The boy's mother, Okima Wilson, tried getting a transfer to another school in the parish.
Carry my settlement school, so I said, if they didn't take him, and they said, I can't do it proper already. They're not supposed to top him from Washington school because of 1 year left. When we go to Washington school, the principal say, suspending from school, but he can't come back at the school day because he might check to his school.
We asked her on what basis was her son deemed a threat to the school.
Bad company. And so far it seems like the teacher them at Washington school, like they don't really like him. The least something they quick put it on him.
As the days went by and the boy stayed home, our Clarendon correspondent got in touch with the ministry's education officer for the parish.
We facilitated a change of environment. So the situation now is that has been placed at Portland Cottage Primary School.
The KC concedes, without giving us much details, was not easy to navigate.
I don't know that it was easy, but as a Ministry of Education, we always want to have the children in school. So whatever we have to do to facilitate them being in school, we'll do that.
But although the student has now been successfully transferred after the intervention of the education officer, this situation raises concerns about the process schools use to refuse readmittance to students they deem to have behavioral issues. It also raises concerns about how schools communicate with guardians of students who may not have the wherewithal to navigate aspects of the education sector.
So these are some of the biggest problems that we are facing in our schools at this moment. These are some of the biggest problems and criticism that our teachers are facing in our everyday life. When them get up and go to school, it come like people take them for robot. Our teachers, they're not robot. And then again, we love blame teacher for what teacher not do. Because if you listen to the mother say, the son in a bad company. The son a follow bad company. The son is a bad influence. Right? But yet still, she turn it around and put it on the teachers. Say it look like it teaches them. Not like our son, because everything the teacher them say, our son do it. Now, mother, make up your mind. Make up your mind. Instead of you try to draw a straight line, for you pick me, you're going to start and blame the teacher for make your son now feel like I say whatsoever in their school I do. It is right. That is what you're trying to do, mother. You're trying to make it look like, say, whatsoever wrongs your son are doing at school is right. Because if you turn around and start blaming teacher, say, it look like it teaches them, not like your son, because every single thing, them blame your son. Your son is a bad influence at the school. Your son is a troublemaker. Your son in a bad company. So what you expect? Him to get prince treatment? Another thing, we can't just have them little youth here. And when them behave bad at school, we just throw them out on the street and them can't get to go back to school. Right? Because you only give them the full access to go become criminal. When you not accept them back in the school. So I think this school need to get some counselor department where they can counsel these students that misbehave at school. You understand me? Because throw them out on the street alone, nah go help. But then again, it all starts from in the homes. The parent them have to make sure say these students where I left them yard and I got school, right? Them will behave. Because when me I got school in my time, me couldn't go to school because misbehave, Because me I get a piece of beating from a teacher. And if me go home go make complaint, or if me make the teacher call my mother and tell my mother say me misbehave at school, then me have another piece of beating to get when me reach home. So me personally never did want that for myself. So me make sure say me behave myself at school and yard. But one of the biggest problem that we are facing at this moment is that parents are afraid to give their children wrong. Even when them know say them picking the wrong, they want to give them picking the right, and they want if you look good in them picking the eyesight, make it look like say them picking the right. Sometimes you pick me off a right and you end up take away the right from your picnic and give your picnic the wrong. Just to make sure say your picnic walk on the straight line. And just to make sure say that no happen again. You understand me? I say, but these parents, whenever them picnic go the wrong, them stand up and pick up for them picnic with the wrongs that the picnic have done. Just like this one blaming the teacher. Say the teachers them look like they not like our picnic. And deep down she know say our picnic I want troublemaker at the school. The picnic is a bully. The picnic is a bad influence at the school. And me not like that. We are turning the youth them in a monsters when we do that. We are turning them in a monsters when we do that because we now make them know when they're wrong from when they're right. I mean I like that. But bless up to my viewers and my subscribers them. Me hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful day. Now my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In every any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now my viewers and my subscribers, we reach far in the video without even drop the intro as yet. But people, Mark Golin, he's up. Holiness. So we have a lot coming up inside this update, including something that went down at the Sangsters International Airport yesterday, where man collapsed people. Yeah man, we have a full interview for you, so you don't want to miss this one. Watch the video until the end. Alright, remember to leave a like on this video, give it a thumbs up. Make we run the intro and come back. We soon forward.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections instead of benefiting the people. This government has been doing everything it can to weaken and undermine the Integrity Commission, which is an institution that I designed as Minister of Justice and brought the legislation to Parliament to fight corruption in this country. I have said it before and I will tell you again. Jamaica cannot move forward without a government built on integrity that embraces principles of good governance in this country.
So welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers them. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers them. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now, remember to leave a like on this video. Remember to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you're a new viewers first time on my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification bell so whenever we drop new content, you will be first to be notified. Share the content with a friend, a family, a loved one. Share it on your social media platform. And people, remember, we are on our way to 100k subscribers. So help me get to 100k subscribers, people. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet and turn on the post notification bell. Or tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe to Dancehall Royalty Review TV. Alright? Now people, Mark Golin continue to press on Holiness. And Mark Golin literally explained the reason why he would not contest the North East by-election in this update people. Mark Golin, I give you the full lowdown and make you know exactly what's going on. So check it out, people, and leave a like on this video.
This government is in its fifth and final year. Fifth and final year. This is not the time for by-elections. This is the time for bye-bye elections. We want the general because we're ready to take back this thing in the interest of the Jamaican people. I will not be distracted by any kind of political maneuvers that are not in the best interest of the country. People out there suffer. Beryl hurt many people in the country. And you're going to take $30 million to run a by-election because you have 49 MPs, 48 now, and you can't find one who can do the work that is required. That shows that your team is not ready to be in government.
So Andrew Holiness literally have 48 MPs at this moment, right? And him literally can't find not even one out of every one of them to become the finance minister. Not even one. So right now, him have to try to foresee Matthew Samoda to become finance minister. Flavor Williams the other day pick up the role of finance minister and she have done a bad job. It's like she's a primary school student and maybe a primary school student would do much better than her. But what may I say, people? Beryl hurt a lot of people, right? Until today, the people them can't get back on them feet. We have a lot of homeless people at Jamaica. We have a lot of people here that are seeking help, right? Whole heap of people there way have much pick me and want help and can't get no help. And the government are willing to take up $30 million to go run one by-election right now when election is just around the corner. Call the election and done. Just call the election. A time for election, so just call the election and done. Why would you waste $30 million for your by-election? And then you say more by-election is on the way because you do for your Chelani and you do for your St. Thomas and all of them places. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear say, you are going to run an election. You understand what I mean? I said the only by-election we are supposed to run right now are for the local government because you know say local government are 4 years from now again. So we don't want to hear about no by-election for the general. We want to hear about a general election at this moment. And if you did mean the people them good, then you would not be calling for a by-election. You would be calling on a general election. Just make we get it over once and for all. Make we get it over once and for all. Not a by-election. But people, let me know what you thought down below in the comment section. Do you need a by-election at this moment, people? Do you really need a by-election at this moment? Or you need a general election? The $30 million what I'm going to use for do by-election, him can use it to help a lot of people in Jamaica. Him can use it for restructure some of them road there. Some of them bad road there where mash up people vehicle. Andrew Holiness, you're not a government. You're a politician. And we cannot trust politicians. Cool? So, just resign. That's my call. I mean, I stop calling you for resign because you need to resign. You're not fit to be government. You need to resign. And resign today. You understand what I say? And then again, people, Andrew Holiness cares zero about the people that are suffering here in Jamaica. He cares zero. Because if he did care about the people, then he would have given the Southern Chilani people an MP long time. But him not care. He don't even care. So when I go with him by-election, keep your by-election and push it in your pocket. But people, stay to talk down below in the comment section and leave a like on this video. Now, people, an incident happened at the Sangsters International Airport over there in Montego Bay yesterday, where a man collapsed. And it was a national disgrace. You know, so them call up a Cornwall Regional Hospital and there were no ambulance. There were no ambulance to move this man from Sangsters International Airport, and there was no ambulance at the airport as well. Them have here call on a private hospital, private company, and them need $400 to move the gentleman. We collapse and a gap, a kick for him life. Now, people, This man family have spoken, and this is what they had to say, people. After this, I'm going to play a video clip where someone explaining, an eyewitness explaining everything.
71-year-old Leroy Smith visited Jamaica to bury his brother. On Wednesday, it was time to return home. His nephew carried him to the Sangster International Airport, but in a shocking turn of events, Mr. Smith collapsed near the check-in area. A representative from the airport then contacted his niece. She was told,
Mr. Smith had an accident and we need our family to come back to the airport. I asked what's happening. The person said she was unable to give me much information over the phone at the time and that Mr. Smith had an accident. All she can say is that he had an accident and he's on the floor.
She hung up and alerted the nephew, who transported Mr. Smith to the airport. When she called back the representative, she heard,
He's still on the floor and he's unconscious and they're going to perform CPR. All right. So I said, don't you have an ambulance to rush him to the hospital? She said, the ambulance is on the way.
Distressed, she made repeated calls for some 20 to 35 minutes. Still,
all I'm hearing is they're doing CPR and ambulance is on the way. And to the point where I'm like, are you telling me that there is nothing else that can be done? He's just on the floor like that?
Approaching 40 minutes, she called again, eager for an update. The update left her perplexed.
She said, I cannot disclose anything. We were doing CPR. They were doing CPR on him, and now they cover him up. Mr. Miss, what do you mean them cover him up? What that mean? Did he die?
Sadly, he did. MBJ Airports Limited released a statement 2 days later saying the airport staff were alerted to a passenger in medical distress. It says emergency response protocols were immediately activated, with on-site medical personnel arriving within minutes. The airport said during that time, an ambulance was also called to the scene. The release doesn't say if or what time the ambulance would have arrived. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz says he's seen this viral video from a passenger detailing the incident.
The nurse was saying if they can't get the ambulance, then they'll get the taxi. Mr. Miss, get the taxi. I'll pay the money for him. I'll pay the taxi. Get the taxi. Get the taxi.
We contacted the woman afterwards. She says they were alone with the man for quite some time and that blood was running from his nose.
The nurse had come, which was about, I would say 20 minutes to half an hour after he fell. The nurse had come and she started to do whatever she needed to do.
Mr. Vaz has since requested a full report on the incident.
My report will be able to speak specifically to what happened because there are cameras there, CCTV cameras, and therefore everything should be to the second in relation from when the incident happened to when he was removed.
Mr. Vaz added that MBJ Airports has a contractual arrangement with Hospital in relation to medical services, which includes ambulances.
My understanding when I asked is that they have access to up to 7 ambulances, and the proximity from Hospital to Montego Bay Airport is not that far.
So the first thing I got to say before me take on Darrell Vaz is that a big hospital like Cornwall Regional Hospital now have no ambulance. And this government get up and brag and boast every day about prosperity. Right? And how economy are grow. And how things are going good. And a big hospital like a Cornwall Regional Hospital now have no ambulance. There should be no hospital at all in a Jamaica where only one ambulance today. There should never, right? As you call, worse echo, the time gets so serious right now. You should have at least 5-6 ambulance at a Cornwall Regional Hospital. A big hospital like Cornwall Regional Hospital, you should have at least 5 to 6 ambulance there. Now, an incident like that happened, right? Where someone is lying there on the floor, gapping, battering for life. For it was an accident where a lot of people get injured, right? And need the ambulance. Because remember when an accident happened, you cannot just take up the patient and put them in a vehicle just like that. They don't allow that. Personally, police now gonna make you touch the patient them. Right? So you can't take them up. So what you think would happen? The patient would be on the floor or stuck there. Can't move, can't go to the hospital. And them move one by one. And them have to take up the one them that injured the most. Put in the ambulance, bring them go back on original hospital, come back again, take up one more, and so them would have to do it. There should be not such thing. Because these government officials, whenever them go in a power, they want to drive the most expensive vehicle. Look at Andrew Holness' vehicle, them want him drive. A be a top-notch vehicle, them take taxpayers' money and buy. But yet still, no ambulance, no their hospital. No ambulance. And then, them have to call upon private hospital to send ambulance. And the people them say $400 US. Right? And them cannot even pay that. To make the man move. To save a life. Just to save a life. Just to show you the slackness and the carelessness will happen in our country. Our healthcare system. Our healthcare system is the worst. I'm not stop saying it. While Christopher Tough Time and his minister cannot give account for over $700 billion. These are the challenges that we are facing at this moment, while we have a government ready to run a by-election for $30 million. One by-election for $30 million. You can't find ambulance to bring patient. Uno is a national disgrace, man. Uno is a national disgrace. Me know some people say, left the government alone, they can do what they can do, they not do one hell they not do. Ask Andrew Holness what he do with the $1.7 billion way him and Nigel Clark go borrow from IMF and Jamaican people don't know about it. They don't know about it. Ask him what he do with the $20 million when he go foreign. Go borrow the other day. What he do with all of the money there? All of the money there when they come in the country, where them there? Because he now spend back on the country. No development now go on. Where they go on? People are coming, come develop. And Andrew develop. The road condition in this country is the worst. The healthcare sector is the worst. Education sector is the worst. And the list goes on while these people are enriching themselves. And we sit back, relax, and just make these things are happening. I don't know, say, when them people are sick, them not get no medical assistance to Jamaica. Them fly out, private jet, gone foreign. Gone, get medical attention. And we alone stuck in a nastiness here. Every day on get up. Andrew do good, Andrew do bad. Una galang ya man. But people still the thought on that down below in the comment section. I'm gonna leave you with this video where this eyewitness I explain every single thing. Details to details. So you guys can leave a like on this video. And also leave your honest opinion down below in the comment section. Time come for you change people. Remember to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. Let's get this channel to 100k subscribers. Alright, I'm out.
The man stayed right there on the floor and died. The man died on the floor. He died. My God. Hi everyone. This is not something that I normally do. As a matter of fact, I've never done it before. But I believe that there is a need to do this today. I'm doing this. I'm live at this Sangsters International Airport on my way back home to America. Taking flight JetBlue. So we arrived at the airport just about 11 o'clock there. A gentleman was behind me, one of the agents, speaking to another man. But I didn't pay them much attention, but I know they were talking. And then I just heard like somebody fell. I looked behind me. It was the passenger, an elderly man that fell. Blood was coming, I think, from his nose. And the agent who he was talking to, who had just stepped off for a little, just turned his back, turned around, and took up his head and tried to clear his passages. And I was saying, somebody call 911 or 119, whatever the case is. And I was saying to him, give him CPR. But he said to me, he's breathing. He's breathing, and of truth, he was breathing and doing a little bit of shuffling, slight shuffling. So when I saw a lot of blood coming from his head, I couldn't see the wound, but the blood was on the floor on his head. So I went into his bag. I saw his passport. No, his passport was on the ground beside him. So I took it up, put it in his bag. I looked at his bag and I saw his name, the name tag on the bag. So I could say what his name was. And then I was saying to the gentleman, we were there conversing, and I said, somebody call help. So in the meantime, I guess somebody was making a call. Somebody did say that they called whatever. I think they said operations or something. Right? And while they were there, nobody, and it took about between 20 minutes and half an hour for a lone nurse to come by. Right? And while the man was there, while the young guy was there with him, trying to keep his head up and all of that, I went into his bag and I saw a roll of tissue. And I gave him the roll of tissue, the entire roll, and tell him to press it on the wound. Try to press it on the wound on the head. Anyways, the nurse finally came and she said she was checking his oxygen, in the meantime, I took out his phone. I got his phone and was searching his phone to see if I could find a number, a recent number. And we were making calls using our phone. And because we couldn't place any calls on his phone. And then the JetBlue lady came and she took his phone and she went on the phone. Myself and her, we were going through it to find a number that we think we could call. So she called the number. While she was calling the number, another gentleman who came, I don't know who he represents, but he's with the airport. He's with the airport, he had on one of those vests. And he was saying, tell the, because we got through to the person on the phone, and the lady was telling him that, the customer, I won't say his name, the passenger, he collapsed, and he's at the airport. So she said she was trying to get somebody, He was there now telling us to tell him, or telling the JetBlue lady to tell the person on the phone that the single ambulance that is at Cornwall Regional is not available. And for them to call a private ambulance, the person on the phone has to approve the payment of $400. They have to confirm that it's okay for them to call the ambulance and noting the payment of $400. So I said, we have to wait for them to do that to get help for the man. The man need help. I saw the man gap. I've never seen somebody gap, or what they call it, catch breath, in my entire life. First time I'm seeing that. Right? And the man was gapping. Right? And the man was saying, so I said, why do you need to tell them that? Why you need to get $400, or to confirm that then we pay $400 before you call that? You understand? So that is stupid. So the nurse was saying, if they can't get the ambulance, then they'll get the taxi. Miss, get the taxi. I'll pay the money for him. I'll pay the taxi fee. Get the taxi. You understand? So they tried to let me know that it's protocol, and they have to get the approval from the family member to call the ambulance, to call the private ambulance, which will cost $400. The man at the airport, waiting and ready to go back to America, taking JetBlue, right? And he would have paid his fare to go on the flight. So I'm saying, could not JetBlue or even the airport take that cost? They have to depend, or they have to wait until a family member says that it's okay to go ahead and call the ambulance. Mark, the man came to the airport, whoever got him there left him, an elderly man. Understand? And I'm saying, come on, man. That is how we do things here. Because people are going to talk about you have to get approval to call an ambulance. Look how many people travel in the airport daily. Hundreds of thousands of people travel through the airport daily. And we don't have nothing in place for things like this. We don't have nothing in place for things like this. It just made me wonder if it was a white person, if it would have been the same treatment. I'm thinking this could happen to anybody. It could happen to me. It could happen to anybody at all, right? You know, just stay there and die. It takes so long to make a decision when people's life is dependent on it. We have to do better. Jamaica, JetBlue, I'm calling you out on this one because you should have been there for the man. You shouldn't be asking that question. He was your passenger and him at the airport and he was talking to an agent, right? Getting whatever information he needed to get on the plane to check in, and he collapsed right there. All of that come talk about. We have to get approval from the family to call an ambulance to pay $400 first to find out how, if they're gonna pay $400 before. Man, this is one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my entire life. You know, I'm calling out whoever is in charge of stuff like these, man. They need to do better. There should be an area in the airport to reach people. One ambulance, the Cornwall Regional Hospital, one ambulance, and because it is not available, a private ambulance has to be called, and before it is called, there has to be confirmation, right? Or whatever that, the $400, it's okay to call them, we will pay the $400. Oh, Jesus. God help us. God help us, man.
We also want to make the government accountable to the people of Jamaica in the parliament. That is why I brought the impeachment bill to parliament. So then when a politician violates the sacred trust of the people, he or she will be held accountable. We want to deepen the democracy. We want to make the elected people more accountable to those they represent. We must introduce a recall mechanism for non-performing elected representatives, as other parties and countries have done around the world.